Welcome back to another episode of the Canon Flash Recap. I'm your host, Terry, and today I am reviewing Season 5, Episode 1, simply titled Nora. First off, let me just say this craze with naming movies, not just superhero movies, but movies in general and TV shows with just the simple title that's a name. We had Logan come out. The Joker movie coming out, I think it's just called Joker. We just had Venom. Like, this single title name thing is kind of the craze. You had the Solo movie, was just called Solo. Of course, the tag is a Star Wars story, but it was just Solo. And yeah, so that's just weird to me. But anyway, Nora is the name of this episode, nice and smooth. And I know I'm late. The season has started. Man, I feel bad. I don't do a lot on this channel. I try to. I do have another channel that's completely different, but I do want to get into more. It's just a life change this year. I'm super busy and it's tough to get around to it. But yes, anyway, finally got to see The Flash. Had to jump on and do a recap. I'm going to do a recap every week for each episode. Don't worry. I just hope I'm on time with them. But season 5 kicks off, was season 4 left off, where we had the, future baby of, Barry and Iris coming into town and, you know, kind of shaking things up. And overall, I thought this episode was pretty average, pretty decent. Nothing offensive, nothing great either. The problem is, to me, they continue to go into this time travel motif, and it is so annoying because there's so many different ways and problems that they should have learned this lesson, but they don't. And I appreciate Barry kind of being super standoffish. No, don't ruin the timeline. Don't tell us anything, whatever. And that was good. Even though it wasn't super interesting to watch, it made sense. But then the drama of it is Iris trying to get to know things she shouldn't know. And so drama's good, but it didn't make any sense. It's like, how many times do y'all have to go through this stuff before y'all learn what not to do? Like, anything you do could change the rules. Now, whoever wrote this episode was really conscious of the legends and going out of their way to explain how that works, because I've made that critique for a while, that the Legends TV show in itself is problematic to the whole Arrowverse, if you will, because their time travel rules never coincide with the Flash time travel rules. And if you go by some of the things they do with the Flash and how it ruins history versus the ridiculous stuff they do with the Legends and it doesn't ruin history, it just is a bad combo. But they went out of their way to explain it, this whole, you know, soft events and these concrete events and things that might change history. That would have been nice a few years ago to mention, but whatever. I like they gave the effort. But either way, it's just kind of annoying to continue to do this time travel thing. Now, they did have some light moments with Ralph where it was a big joke that he was kind of figuring out everything we already knew. I thought that was funny, to be honest with you. I like that. But yeah, just overall, the episode was just okay. Kind of meandered on. I mean, I think you proposed some good questions and dilemmas with, Nora being here and what she can change for history and what she can tell you. And so that's interesting. And I do appreciate that they went ahead and tried to silence the drama. Like it was, oh, I can't figure out my speed. And they could have easily pulled that out over the season. Like, what's wrong with her speed? We see that so many times. But then she was just like, oh, you know, I was faking it because I wanted to meet you because, you know, you vanished. Now that presents a whole different problem. Now, at this point, though, you send her home. I mean, I guess Wally came in and said that they shouldn't, but, still, it's just like, okay, you gotta go home. It's not worth the trouble having you around, but anyway, yeah. I dig that. I dig a lot of this. I think it was a solid episode where it didn't do anything great, but it wasn't bad at all. I mean, Cisco's back in form. it just kind of flowed well. Yeah, I had too much to complain about it besides the time travel stuff. I actually like the girl playing Nora. I like kind of this connection to the future and this longing for a father type thing. I like the dynamic it shifts with Barry and Iris where they're mature, but they're still young and now kind of playing parents to their adult daughter before they were even ready to have a daughter. I think that's a good dynamic that's going to play out well. I like that they just out of nowhere killed Cecile's powers or Lucille Powers. Is her name Lucille? Cecile? I don't remember her name. But I like they just killed the powers out of nowhere. Just like, oh, I had a baby. Now I don't have powers. That one of the worst storylines ever in last season. And then I like the satellite being out puts the Team Flash at a disadvantage because it was getting too easy. It's too many people with powers. Too easy. And so I like this whole idea that, you know, they can't use facial recognition, all this crazy stuff that gives them the upper hand. They got powers, but you know, they're going to be behind the 8 ball. I hope they stretch that out. And they even had time to dig into Wally a little bit and kind of talk about him. You know, the more I talk about it, the more I thought this was a pretty decent episode, actually. Still didn't excite me, but real decent. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of, 3.5 lightning bolts out of 5 to start off the season. Not too bad. The big villain, Cicada, whatever his name is, I'm pretty sure that's Tom Cavanaugh, the guy that plays Harry. So we'll see what that does. And I don't think it definitely wasn't Wells in the comic books. Wells wasn't really a guy. So therefore they might be changing the story up with the big bad. But as we all know, usually the big bad, kind of disappears for most of the season. So we'll kind of see what's, happening with that. But overall, I'm excited. I think whoever the writing team is, it might be the same. I don't know. But the writing team seems like they really focused in this, episode. And I think the season is off to a much more concrete start. So, went way longer than I expected. But anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you thought. Thumbs up, subscribe, share it around, get the convo started. Remember, if you heard it here, it's official canon.